Hello there, you beautiful people. My name is Willow, and welcome back to Supreme Commander Forged Alliance Forever, where today we're going to be taking a look at a 4v4 played on the Neuroxus map generator. It's going to be a fun one, but before we get into introducing our players, I would like to kindly ask you to like or subscribe. And, of course, to join the Discord if you want updates on when I'm streaming or when a new video is posted. I update everybody and tag them in a post. It is super fun to be in the Discord. We have a lot of fun chats there. There's a link in the description, and with my attention whoring out of the way, subscribe and let's get into introducing our players. Starting with Team 1 on the right, we have ourselves a Gray Seraphim going first land by the name of Loxpoig. Moving to the south to his first ally, we have a Yellow Seraphim by the name of Allergen going first land. Then his ally to the south, of course, is going to be a Cyan UEF going by the name of Nebulous. And then we have, last but not least, for Team 1, a Green Cybran going by the name of Master Mandel, who has gone first land. Moving on to Team 2, starting in the far south, we have ourselves a Brown Cybran, not Seraphim, by the name of Makola going first land and rushing up that Hydro as we speak. Then we have a White Seraphim by the name of H-Master going first land and also rushing his Hydro. And then we have a Pink Cybran by the name of ATP3 going first land, and yet again, rushing the Hydro. You would think that there might be a common strategy going on here. Then we have a Red Seraphim. He is our last player, and his name is Lieutenant General Fluffy. And with all of the players introduced, we can look at the map. We can see that there is 5,100 reclaim on the map, most of it in the corners of the map. All four corners having a decent amount of reclaim. And that's what these players are going to be fighting over. And, of course, everybody probably going to get their comms out pretty early. Speaking of which, we have Nebulous, seems to be the first person to move their comm out from their base and towards the middle. And we can see everybody else following suit, except for Lieutenant General Fluffy, who's currently building a land factory. Everybody else moving their comm away from their main base, going to be trying to assert some control and some pressure with those comms. It's very important to do that in these land-focused maps. And MapGen very good at making these maps. A very interesting map. A lot of choke points and raising and lowering of the elevation. Going to be interesting to see if any of these players get caught up or have some issues with the changes in elevation. Possibly going to see a lot of Mantis shooting walls, and I choose Mantis because, of course, the Cybran are the best at shooting the terrain features. You seem to see them shooting terrain features more than any other faction, in my opinion. We had some fighting going on over here. Looks like a tank going down. Probably Lieutenant General Fluffy's tank going down to the Thoms out from Loxpoig. And the players are slowly approaching each other, going to be able to smack each other with their various types of weaponry and units. Gonna be able to get units out on the field and just sort of blow stuff up. That's kind of like the main point of this game. Map looking very nice. And we have our first engagement of comms over here in the middle. The Cybran comm of ATP3 versus the UEF comm of Nebulous. Gonna be trading some blows, just shooting at each other as they walk around and try and figure out what they want to do with their lives. A Medusa coming in for ATP3 gets shot down by the UEF comm. And we can see in the background, of course, Allergen going to be showing up to try and help out his UEF teammate. And, of course, that's going to mean that our Pink Cybran ATP3 is going to fall back. He's going to cede the ground, going to be abdicating that position, not going to fight for it. And we can just chill out for a little bit. Until these players get a real army together, we won't see much of a fight. Lieutenant General Fluffy and Loxpoig having decent amount of spam, about 6-7 tanks each, flirting with the idea of hurting each other. Loxpoig in a much worse position as most of his tanks are low on HP, and Lieutenant General Fluffy has relatively healthy tanks. Down here on the south, we have a bit of a comm-on-comm engagement. There is the comm of Master Mandel and Makola fighting it out. Seems to be more spam in the region for Master Mandel. Makola gonna recognize that and fall back at his leisure, however you say it. A bit of a skirmish going on here in the middle between H-Hamster and Nebulous. Nebulous going to fall back with some wounded tanks, and that's going to be the end of the aggression there. These players not quite going in for the highly aggressive plays. We have a lot of comms here directly in the middle. Loxboig, Nebulous, and Allergen all right here in the middle. Could see some engagement happening relatively soon. H-Hamster taking this forward position, getting up a couple of factories. As long as he can hold on to this and manage the eco well, he should be able to hold on to this position and get himself a nice forward production area. We have a Selin out from Loxboig, threatening a mass extractor. Pretty sure the Selin dies. He could just go ahead and cloak it once he realizes enemies are going to come try and kill his precious little Selin scout, but decides not to, and the scout goes down with taking half of the HP off of a mass extractor. ATP-3 and Lieutenant General Fluffy now pushing forward with the Cybern and Seraphim comms respectively towards the comm of I think that's Loxboig getting a speed and range upgrade. The comm of Allergen going to try and protect Loxboig for the moment. Nebulous may want to start moving his comm over. This large push now out from the Team 2 players, trying to be successful in the removal of at least one of their opponents. ATP-3 falling pretty low on health, but so is Allergen. And Allergen, I think, is in a worse position right now. His ally cannot move their comm. Loxboig's not going to be able to get the comm move forward to deal with any of this. Loxboig himself taking a ton of damage onto the comm thanks to all of this spam out from Lieutenant General Fluffy. And it looks as though Loxboig may be going down very relatively soon. He cancels gun speed and range. He's going to try and get out. Going to need a micro against the Zooey shots, and maybe he can get a rank of veterancy, but no, that is far away. He's down to 600 HP and falling. Looks like he gets out of the range of the tanks just temporarily. Allergen going to move forward and try and help him clear up these tanks before they deal any massive damage. The factory is going to take some shots for him, down to 400, 300 HP, living by just the skin of his teeth. I don't think he's going to go down here unless Lieutenant General Fluffy can get into range. But ATP-3 and Lieutenant General Fluffy going to force Allergen and Loxboig to abdicate their position here in the middle. These factories going to go down. That's a huge investment now for Allergen that's just going to be wasted. Allergen's still going to try and fight for it with his comm, but it does not seem like that's going to be successful. Loxboig limping away with 500 HP and a very thankful state of mind that he is still alive. H-Master now showing up on this flank, trying to put pressure on. Nebulous also here, trying to help out Allergen, but not really going to be able to get much done. In the south side of the map, we have a ton of pressure coming out onto Makola from Master Mandel. I think Master Mandel needs to get his comm involved, though. Him trying to do this with just his T1 spammed units and some jesters, not really going to help him out too much. 5,000 HP left on Makola. He's not quite in that range of, hey, you're going to die if you don't move away from this area immediately, but he is definitely not happy with being here. If Master Mandel was still pushing with his comm, I think that this would be a kill, but of course, me having trouble with hotkeys means that Makola going to be able to get away. I'm going to be able to fight for another day. The Jesters not quite enough out from Master Mandel. There were enough Sky Slammers in the area to take them down, and now all of the Sky Slammers have Vet, as they've killed off Jesters, and Jesters are relatively expensive. In the middle, Nebulous going very low on HP as H-Master shows up with the gun upgraded comm, and I think this is just Nebulous dying here, down to 1,000 HP and falling, gets hit with an overcharge, another 200 HP, and he's dead. With our first ejection here at the 9-minute mark, we can see that this great explosion marks the first death for Team 1. Of course, full share is on, so all of his base is going to be going to his next most successful ally, or I guess the most successful ally on his team, and that does seem to be Master Mandel. With the aggression down here and some pretty decent eco, has managed to take over this area and is now a very important player. H-Master down to 2,600 HP, and he's about to be shot by a bunch of Jesters. Needs to get some mobile anti-air in the area soon. Also probably going to want to get some more some interceptors out to help him survive this. He's down to 2,000 HP, but the interceptors are... there's no interceptors here to deal with this. It's just a bunch of Lysols and they're going to be able to protect H-Master just long enough for him to survive this. And that is going to be a huge blow over onto Team 1. Of course, it means Master Mandel is in a very strong position economically, and we could see him really run up the tech tree now as he has all of these extra mass extractors, some of which are T2, but he needs to come up with a plan to hold this kind of central area. He, of course, has his ally Allergen, who's now up to T2 and producing Ilshivas, to help him hold this position, but that is not the... That's not the 100% tried and true strategy that it might be. We do have Allergen with T2 on the comm seemingly, as he's just built a T2 PD. Speed and range now on the way for ATP3, and I believe that we have speed and range finished up for Lieutenant General Fluffy. Didn't he start it? No, he hasn't started it just yet, so Lieutenant General Fluffy still on no upgrades. Speed and range done. Stealth on the way for ATP3. Another large push coming out from Master Mandel, but this time there's a lot of units out from both H-Master and from Makola. H-Master having mainly Law Issels does not help him, but I don't think this is enough Mantis to get on top of this comm and kill it. It's a gun speed and range comm. It takes a lot of T1 to kill one. And that's going to be a huge waste now out from Master Mandel. He's going to leave a ton of reclaim right here for his opponents to grab up. And he's gonna need to come up with a better strategy than throw T1 units at his opponents if he wants to win this southern side. On the north side, we have a bit of aggression coming out from Lieutenant General Fluffy, but Loxboy has more than enough units in the area, including some T2 Ilshivas on the field to stop this aggression from meaning anything more than a bit of an annoyance for Loxboy. As things calm down, H-Master gets further back with his comm. We have no more upgrades going on the map, so everything's gonna calm down a little bit. These units out from Master Mandel have been chased down past the factories of H-Master. And down in the south, there is a gun speed and range comm out from Makola. Gonna be taking it down factories here soon if there's nothing done about it, and I don't think there's enough units here to really defend against this, so the forward production facilities for Master Mandel going to be going down. He does have T2 finished, and he's working on T3. He's going to do a T3 rush. He's going to be trying to get up those bricks and or loyalists as fast as possible and use this extra economy he's been given by his teammate dying to force an error out from his opponents. Speed and range now on the way for Lieutenant General Fluffy. T2 now on the way for H-Master. He's paused it, but once he gets his economy in order, I'm sure it won't take very long for him to get that T2 upgrade. Going to give him a nice boost of health, and also if he chooses to, he could go for Nano Repair, which would get his health up very quickly, and with T2 does not take a very long time to complete whatsoever. All of the players kind of meandering their way to T2 land. We don't see any spicy plays for T2 Air yet, I do not believe. Mandel would probably be the most likely to do so, but deciding against it. Mandel getting speed and range onto his comm. Makola having to fight his way through point defense to get himself to a situation in which he can fight off the comm and the units of Master Mandel. In the middle, there's a push out from ATP3 onto Allergen. There's a gun comm for Allergen. There's some T2 PD around here, but not going to be too significant. It's far enough away that it's only going to really kill some Mantis. Ilshivas now helping the comm of Allergen, but Allergen really low on health, dropping into the red at 2,500 HP and falling. The comm of ATP3 could get on top of him and cause real troubles for him. There are assault bots now out for Allergen. More always flowing in to try and defend against the aggression out from ATP3 and H-Master. And Allergen is going to be able to run away, going to be able to survive this. A large push now out from Makola. He's maintained this momentum he managed to gain on the southern side after all of those units were thrown away trying to chase down H-Master. Nano Repair now on the way for Lieutenant General Fluffy. He has Nano Repair and gun speed and range once that's completed. T2 about to finish up now for H-Master. We could be seeing double nano gun comms, which would be very, very scary. A very threatening sight indeed for Team 1. Team 1 really needs to stabilize and come up with some kind of solution to this. This T3 upgrade was canceled on the Land Factory. Wow. He canceled the T3 upgrade to get up Cerberus. That is going to be very painful. If he had gotten that T3 and managed to hold off long enough to really use it, that would have been significant. Now going to build hives, maybe going to just try and rush up the upgrade that way, but it's going to be slower. Would have been, in my opinion, better just to throw a T1 Land Factory to T2 and assist it in getting out some T2 stuff and pause the upgrade on the HQ, but maybe he didn't think he had time. Nano repair 66% done. T2 about to finish up for H-Master. ATP3 still trying to harass with this stealth gun comm, but I don't think he's going to get very much done. He may be able to kill off the PD if he can get in range without being seen. Overcharger 2 would be very helpful to his cause at the moment. But I think he could just tank it if he really felt like it. If he really wants that T2 PD dead, he can just tank it. But is going to fall back now. Up to 4 vet and 88 kills. About to kill off an Ulshva. Going to get very close to that 5 vet rank if these Ulshvas keep pushing in on the comm. He's going to lose a little bit of health, but he's still not really in any danger. He can always just fall back to his ally Lieutenant General Fluffy, and probably get enough help to stay alive here. Region Aura was cancelled for Lieutenant General Fluffy. He is nano repair and speed and range. T2 and speed and range finished up for H-Master. ATP3 now looking very close to dying. Oh my word, down to 400 HP and falling. Is he going to survive? 100 HP, and is he going to be able to just walk away? Oh, 66 HP! No! No, this is brutal. Oh, that is brutal. ATP3 walking away with sub 100 HP. His allergen is not very happy. I don't speak Russian, but I can only assume that's some unholy mix of curse words in Russian. Maybe it's not, but still. Master Mendel pushing forward with his gun comm. Oh, this is super risky for him. I mean, he does have a lot of PD, so this can get cleared up very quickly, but he's going to lose health at a rapid pace going down to the yellow in just a couple of seconds. And now all of these Mantis on top of him, they're going to start messing up his pathfinding. He's just dead! Master Mandel ejected at the 17.5-minute mark. Walked a little bit too far forward. Got too close to the sun, and like Icarus, his wings burned and he became unable to fly anymore, plummeting to his death, getting burned up. Can't remember exactly how that goes, but the death of Mastermind means that all of this goes to Loxboig, and Loxboig could very realistically get this T3 up very quickly, but oh man, a lot resting on the shoulders of Loxboig right now. Nano repair on the way for H-Master. We're gonna have a double Rambo comm out from Team 1, double Seraphim Rambo comm. That's going to be something that has to be addressed. Like, you have to get up something that can kill it. Be it a sniper, whatever. You have to be able to kill him. T2 Air is finished up for Loxboig, so a snipe is not out of the question. Nathas would be a decent option for killing off any of these players, but even if you kill off the comms, sure, that's great, but all of their infrastructure will remain as this happened and left Loxboig in such a strong position now. He is in a strong position, but he's just somewhat behind. Speaking of economies and such, though, we can go ahead and see that Team 2 massively ahead on Reclaim and on total mass generated. A lot of the mass, of course, going into the pocket of Loxboig right now, but just overall, Team 2 producing more mass every single second than their opponents, and it's going to be a difficult uphill battle for Team 1 to get through. Things have kind of quieted down as of the moment. Nobody even really shooting each other. And seems that there's going to be a calm before the storm. Region Aura now on the way for Lieutenant General Fluffy. With Region Aura, his units are going to be a lot harder to kill. He's going to be making T1 units a lot more effective. And Lieutenant General Fluffy now has a large T1 army at his disposal. H-Master also walking a little bit forward with his comm. Neither of the comms have more than one veterancy, but that's going to change very quickly once they get into combat. ATP-3, on the other hand, sitting at almost 5 ranks of veterancy. H-Master now about to show up. He also has a lot of T1 units to help out with the assault. And despite being up against a large group of Ilshivas, these two gun comms are really going to be able to tear through them very quickly. As the fight breaks out, see the health bars of these units. Mantis. Also, we have a ton of... Is that Vipers? Yeah, that's Vipers over there. Alright. We have a ton of units now pouring in for Lieutenant General Fluffy, but all of these Ilshivas is just going to be very hard to break through at this given moment. But we also have Ilshivas now showing up for H-Master. Ton of Ilshivas fighting over on this northern flank, just a large Ilshiva war. Tons of Seraphim in this game in general. And Lieutenant General Fluffy and H-Master now moving forward. Both of these comms are able to deal with Ilshivas pretty decently. Not the best if they're trading alone, but as long as they have units near them, they should be pretty good. Does Region Aura affect friendly comms? 92 versus 82. But yeah, they have the same veterancy, so... I don't even know how you can see the Region Aura's range, but... here soon we're going to be seeing some more. And these comms just tearing through this defensive that's been set up by Allergen. Tearing through all of these Ilshivas. And Hoplites in the back trying to cause issue. H-Master and Lieutenant General Fluffy, neither of which really falling too low on health. Lieutenant General Fluffy and H-Master now going to start pushing forward a little bit more. They've broken this position and they're going to continue to push forward. And there just needs to be an answer. We do have bricks on the way now for Loxpoig, but is it enough? It's like a buddy cop movie. Two dudes just waging a war. Quite the sight indeed. But yeah, Lieutenant General Fluffy and H-Master pushing forward. Loxpoig in a different... Have I been calling H-Master Loxpoig? Or did I just say Loxpoig when I was talking about him getting T3 assault bots? But Lieutenant General Fluffy and H-Master really need to... They do need to continue to work together. Overcharge is great dealing with the bricks. Meaning that H-Master is going to be able to stay in this fight a little bit longer. Lieutenant General Fluffy, I believe, giving H-Master even more regen than he already has, because I think the regen aura even affects... I think it even affects H-Master's comm. Not 100% sure on that. I don't see why it wouldn't. And now H-Master continuing to throw shots into the bricks, slowly killing them off. More bricks going to be produced here soon. He's going to need a lot to threaten this, but I'm just not sure if they... I don't know if Team 1 really has a chance left. It's just T1 and a few Ilshivas, and there's also Flak here, so... I don't know, it seems like you need to snipe them. And we do have ASF now being produced, but that's not enough. On the northern side, this is just kind of collapsing. Loxpoig now in a difficult position, and there's units getting into the main base of Loxpoig's Loxpoig right now. ATP-3 is going to be able to walk forward with this, and Lieutenant General Fluffy and H-Master over here winning this flank, and then over on this flank, ATP-3 and Lieutenant General Fluffy winning, so... Man, it's just all around difficult, and Loxpoig Control K's everything. That is some bad manners out from Loxpoig. Don't Control K everything, at least give your teammate who... Your teammate may not win, but give them everything that you had, if it's full share, that's a scummy thing to do. I'm calling you out, Loxboig. That was scummy. And with that, yeah, game's over. We'll go ahead and see how Allergen wants to die, but Allergen does not survive this. Allergen, very upset and Russian. And the comm of Allergen gonna go down to the Mass T1 spam out from H-Master, along with some Elshevas. Gonna die very quickly. And that's the end of it. Thank you all for watching. You've been beautiful. Like if you liked it, dislike if you didn't. Subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you to my patrons, Timothy Calderwood, Sergeant Syphilis, GTVA, Icy Nightmare, Idle Betazoid, Mutant Gene Pool. I think that's all of them. Nogthar, maybe. Maybe I didn't say Nogthar. I think I did. But yeah, thanks to my patrons. Bye-bye!